Welcome back to Inside the Green Room with Danny Green.
Yeah.
I'm Harrison Sanford. What's up? We're doing the handshakes all over again.
Jesus, all right.
On today's show, we have an interview with MaxIsNicee, a basketball influencer on social media. If you don't know him, get familiar. And
Read, rate, subscribe, review.
And we also have a National Football League Hall of Famer. Andre Reed in the building to talk about the Rams, the Chargers.
And his Super Bowl experiences.
Losing 4 straight Super Bowls.
It's just his 6 Super Bowl experiences. You know, they put in the losing always.
That's what happened, is what happened.
Experience, it did happen, but we'll just keep that out.
Yeah.
Keep it positive.
No, it should be a lot of fun. But Danny, before we get to that.
Yes.
It's 2020 now.
It is 2020.
And I saw a video of you on the Jumbotron recently. Mm-hmm. And I heard your New Year's resolution. If you would please tell the fans what you are.
I don't have a New Year's resolution. Well, it's to make more shots. It's always to make more shots.
Okay.
It's always to play better. It's always to make more shots. And obviously, help my team win and win the championship.
So you lied to the Staples Center faithful.
I probably did. That video that was probably taken was before the season started, in media day.
Okay.
But it's probably true, because I cut back each year on everything that I do that are called sins.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a sin. Mm-hmm. It's more of a pleasure. Was it the cut back on sweets? Is that what it was?
Cut back on desserts.
Okay.
Are you cutting back on desserts?
I've cut back each year. I wouldn't say it started yet. We'll start again next year.
Okay.
It's day 5 or 6 after the new year, and I'm already up. Might as well start in 2021.
There you go.
We'll start cutting back usually around the Lent times, the Lent days.
Okay.
Give up something for 40 days. It won't be desserts, but I'll cut back on it. Mm-hmm. I did do that one year, give up desserts, the hardest thing I ever did.
Yeah, you like your desserts.
Yeah, man, it's important. It's the most important
Do
part.
not say it's the most important of
It's the happiest part of my day. It's breakfast and dessert.
I thought you were about to say the most important meal of the day.
Breakfast is the most happiest breakfast and dessert. I need my pancakes, waffle, French toast, some eggs, syrup, and then after dinner, dessert.
Speaking about being happy, recently, and thankfully this side of Danny is coming out for all the Lakers fans to see, you're starting to dance more during the pregame.
I think we all dance. We all have fun.
It's coming out more now.
Our team has a great time, and we're enjoying it. I think that's what makes this experience this season that much more fun, not just the winning part, but I think that's why people are enjoying us more, because we're having fun and we're winning, but we're also having fun together, and that's what is more important to us. Even when we lose, our group is together. And you know, we have a good chemistry. Our locker room is amazing. And so regardless of end of the day, end of the year, win or lose, this is an experience is probably the most fun I've had in a long time in the locker room.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think, okay, I'm not saying that. That's surprising, because in San Antonio, you had a bunch of personalities from all over the world, all over the globe, which I thought would have been a cool experience.
And we all learned from each other.
You had a young locker room in Toronto last year, which I'm sure
Toronto
was fun too.
Yeah. San Antonio said when I was there, I was one of the younger guys. There was more older guys. Everybody had families. Nobody really hung out as much in the gym and arena, we got along with great best friends professionally. We learned a lot about each other's cultures and families and everything. And we got along, but it wasn't as much as going to dinners and hanging out and going out and doing stuff like that. Toronto, we did a little more of that, but here, we do everything together, man. It's kind of like how I felt when I was back in college, type thing. So, I know LeBron's never got that experience. He's probably, wondering what it's like, but I think wherever he goes, he kind of brings that experience. Him and AD, obviously, are the two leaders of it, and make everybody feel comfortable, chiming in or speaking or saying something in the group chat or bringing something to attention or bring events. Everybody supports each other, and we do everything together. Everybody knows what's going on, whether it's a movie screening or a kid's birthday, or us going out to dinner, or us going, to hang out here or do this or do that. So
that's great.
Even though we're winning, even if we were losing, I would say in the locker room, probably the most fun I've had since college, or that type of bond since college.
Oh,
Toronto's really close. Toronto's very close too.
Respect.
Yeah.
With that being said, if you're having so much fun, I'm thinking about your Cleveland days with LeBron. And there was a dance that you guys used to do.
We had fun then too, yes.
Have you talked about any pregame rituals with LeBron?
We have not talked about it. We're trying to have fun and keep it professional as best we can. We're kind of old, so that takes a lot of energy to do all that sidelines dance and stuff. But we celebrate each other and celebrate ourselves when we can. And every time Dwight hits a three or JaVale hits a three or anybody gets a dunk or a basket, we're having fun on the sidelines. And it shows. It shows, and I think everybody's loving it in the city of LA and throughout the country. They're Laker fans.
Another thing that's cool about this experience, I'm sure it's helped. The one and only Kobe Bryant,
yes.
Courtside. I think he's done it twice this year already. And if my memory serves me correct, he's only been here twice in the past 2 years. So he's already matched his total.
It's always great to see him, man. I think he's enjoying his retirement type of life, teaching his daughters the game, being around the game, and going and appearing on different shows. I think he was on Jack's podcast, Jack and Matt Barnes.
Yep.
But it's always great to see all those guys courtside. Him, and then recently got to see Jack Nicholson courtside was amazing too. So many people courtside, and it never gets old. But to have a great like that, to say what's up to him, and him, treat me like family, like a brother, because I'm part of the Lakers now. Show love, give a big hug. Special, man, especially from a kid that grew up in Long Island, New York, watching this guy, one of the greats, and still looks up to him. It's something you can't really get used to.
You can start almost envision. You don't want to look too far ahead, but that would be a pretty cool moment if you get a ring, and you're in the back, and Kobe daps you up like.
With his 5. Yeah. Yo, what's up, young fella? He got all 5 rings on.
Yeah.
I got my 1, 2.
Real quick before we gotta go. Hassan Whiteside, you played the Trailblazers.
Yes.
Remember Big Perk came on the show?
Yes.
Talked about Hassan Whiteside. Did he say anything to you? Does he know about the clip?
I don't think he knows. He didn't say anything, but he did play well. He played hard. He's been playing well as of late.
Okay.
And he's just one of those guys. He's very talented, but people just don't think he's motivated. But I think just his game just looks that way sometimes. But he makes it look easy. But he's a good player. And I'm sure when they come here, I'll ask him about it and see if he has anything he wants to say himself on the show, maybe.
Oh. And maybe we'll get
Drake did reach out to me though about the clip. He did speak to me.
He did?
He did speak to me. I forgot to tell you that.
Danny, wait, you leave the good quickly, please.
It wasn't important, man.
What'd he say?
He just, he appreciated the fact that I backed him on the show. I'm not gonna say what else he said. I'm sure him and Perk have their whatever, but he had his little words he had to say about Perk, but then, I appreciate you backing me. So, always, we family. We won a championship together. He was part of the team, even though he wasn't on the roster. He's part of the team.
Yeah.
And it'll always be that way, forever. You can't take that away from us.
Drake, inside the green room, El Segundo, California.
He's here quite often. Inside
the green room, El Segundo, California, Spectrum Sportsnet Studios. Talk to Big Perk for us. We'll be back with more Inside the Green Room with MaxIsNicee coming up next.
Coming up next on Inside the Green Room. I hate watching myself on TV because I know I look dumb when I run and when I shoot, but I can't help it at this point. It's too late. It's 32 years of.
Oh, you gotta love it at this point. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We're back with Inside the Green Room.
Yes.
My guy Max.
Yes, sir.
He's
a blessing.
Big fan, obviously, myself, many people in the
Likewise,
basketball world.
Likewise, D.
You've been doing your thing, man. I appreciate you coming out. Obviously, you're making some big moves, man. Tell us about your newest additions of things you've been doing. You told me about some stuff they have you doing a video game now. You're doing the
Oh yeah.
So, are you allowed to talk about that?
I mean, I think I'm. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I was, I signed with NBA Live.
Okay. Congratulations.
Nice. Little influencer deal, and they're not coming out with NBA Live 21, but they're gonna take this year off and really just like focus to the game and just trying to beat 2K next year and come out NBA Live 22 and just have the game like.
So then, So they're taking off 20 and 21?
No, they got 20 last
year.
year.
They got 20. So they're gonna do 21 off and then 22.
Yep.
Okay.
And we shot recently for 21, and you know it's coming out next year. We already shot. So.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It was dope.
Yeah, it was dope. They had me do your impression.
Okay.
So, you know, when they're gonna be playing, it's gonna be me. But it's gonna
Wait,
be
so you're doing the impressions of the players in the game?
Yeah.
So you got the whole bow-legged run as we saw earlier.
I got the run, got the shot. They had me shoot like 100 shots. Oh, Danny Saint, I'm almost here like my shoulder hurt.
They
bro.
got you working, huh?
It had me working, but it is what it is.
So tell us the life of an influencer and how it starts, how it comes about, how is it now?
Well, it's all about how you take it. You know what I mean, it's all about creating. You know, you brand yourself, a business. You know what I mean. I know a lot of influencers that just have followers and not make any money. You know what I mean? It is. And also, what lane you have. You know, the lane I chose is I'm so blessed. You know, I'm basketball. It's so big right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Everybody loves basketball. Everybody watches basketball, plays basketball. So my content is that. So when I put it out, everybody sees it. I create my brand. I'm nice. You know what I mean?
So on your Instagram right now, you have a fire LeBron impression. You have impressions of a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is there one player, like Danny's a good sport, so you can make fun of him being bow-legged, he's cool with it. But there's one guy was like, listen, Max, you're gonna have to chill with the imitations of me. There has to be one person who looked at you a little bit differently.
That didn't like the impersonation?
Didn't like it.
To be honest, nobody really not to be honest, no. Either, you know what I'm saying? I think one time I was Lance Stevenson, and Lance, that's my boy. He loved all my videos. Feel me? He funny as hell. And I was with him, and then he was like, yo, yeah, me and Zoe was watching one of your videos he did on Zoe, and he was laughing, but he just looked mad. Like, and I was just like, and then I was like, for real, why was he mad? He's like, I don't know. Like, he was laughing, but like I know Zoe, so like he looked mad, and I was just like, well, I don't know. Zoe cool with me, so he didn't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So how'd you start? Who put you on first? Like, where did it come about?
Well, I was always like a character. You feel me? Like, and so every time I was on the court, you know what I mean, I always grew up like playing around, like, just being a fool in the court. I'm nice, you feel me? But still, like, I'm so nice I could just fool around. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so then I started. I always been like imitating players, like with my friends. Like, used to be like, yo, who's this? And I'll do it, and then we just like, go back and forth, and we just have fun like that. And then social media wave came around. B Dot, shout out B Dot, shout out Famous Los, man. I met them, and then when I seen them start putting on the gram, I started putting on the gram too.
So it started taking off, Los and B Dot.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So are there players who hit you up and they say, I want an impersonation, where's mine? You get requests.
Yeah, one time Lance told me, he said like, yo, family, when you gonna do me, son? And I was like, yo, I got you. Chill, I got you, son. And then so that was when it was in person though, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really got no like requests on the DM like that. It usually just be a cool little talk. But yeah, when it was in person, Lance told me he needed one. I still ain't do Lance either, so yeah.
That's dope.
So when you did Danny's, Danny, when did you first see it? What was your impression?
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it went
Did you know Danny before?
Shaq posted it.
Did you know Danny before you did it? Or, because if he knew you, it's one thing, but if you don't know him, like, hey, listen, man.
I ain't even know in person, but on the gram, like, yeah, like,
Okay.
I think we had crossed paths randomly.
I sent him some merch.
Okay, yeah, you smoothed it over first. Like, listen, I might poke a little fun at your game.
And I think it was some type of crossover between Puma events.
Oh, yeah. That's the first time I did meet Danny.
Yeah, so we did a Puma event. I think Shig might have been there.
It was last year in Charlotte.
All-Star break.
Yep.
So yeah, we had crossed paths then, and from there it was all love.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought it was funny as hell. It was kind of spot on.
Yeah.
And I hate watching myself on TV because I know I look dumb when I run.
It'd be hilarious.
And when I shoot, but I can't help it at this point. It's too late. It's 32 years of.
Oh, you gotta
Can't
love it
change
at this point. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Coming up next on Inside the Green Room.
I'm good at mannerisms. I'm good at the small things. I'm a hooper, so I can catch everything that, you feel me? I can catch the run. I can catch all Danny, you feel me, releases and stuff. I can see all that, you know what I mean?
So I'm curious, Max. Somebody in this, so in your lane now, it's become a thing. If you follow basketball players, follow the basketball teams, and then anybody who follows basketball on Twitter, particularly Instagram, they see people like you who are part of the fabric, the culture of basketball. How do you continue to work? I'm so curious. What's the business model like in terms of monetizing your likeness? Because obviously for Danny, it's easy to monetize.
You have somebody that helps you with that?
Podcast easy to monetize. How do you
when to post, how to post?
I mean, no, you kind of just, when you kind of just learn that yourself about how like the gram work, you kind of just, you know, you learn yourself and like when to post, how to interact, you know what I mean? It's all about staying consistent and relevant, you know what I mean? So if Bron and AD are hot right now, I gotta do Bron and AD video, you feel me? If, you know, you feel me, like if they weren't hot, I wouldn't do it, but it's all about being consistent and staying relevant.
Yeah.
So you have to do homework. You have to be on top of watching games and studying people, studying players.
Yep.
He might watch more basketball
seeing
than
what's
you.
trending, seeing
Yeah,
what,
for sure. I mean, I'll be on the gram all day, sport pages. Obviously, I'm a big Laker fan. Like, I watch Lakers all the time, watch y'all play all the time, be going to games. You know, it's fun, and basically all my best videos is Lakers. Danny, Bron. I ain't do AD yet. I'm gonna do AD though. And when Zoe was playing for them, you feel me? It was all Lakers, and they all love it. You know what I'm saying? Laker has a big fan base, so that
How long does it take you to get down a certain player, like especially somebody like maybe like Lonzo, who has a unique?
Yeah. I kind of like have the same similar lazy game. Like I was like lazy game. Like I was just too cool, too hoop and stuff. So when I see like how Zoe move, you know what I mean? I kind of play like that too. You know what I mean? So it was kind of, Lonzo was my first video ever. Like Lonzo was like one of my best impressions that went viral. You know what I'm saying? So I just did that.
It was easy for you too.
Yeah, it was easy. I'm good at mannerisms. I'm good at the small things. I'm a hooper, so I can catch everything that, you feel me? I can catch the run. I can catch all Danny's, you feel me, releases and stuff. I can see all that. You know what I mean? And I don't have to watch it for long. You can
just kind of see what's going on.
That's pretty dope, man. When you watch it, is that the same thing with everything you do? Like, is there like certain dance moves or cooking, or like you see it?
Basketball that's my whole life. You know what I mean? That's always gonna be easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's always gonna be easier. But
you're a quick learner. If you visually see it, you can pick it up fast.
Easy.
I might be curious to see you do like a head coach one day.
I did. I just did NBA coaches.
You did Doc. Oh. Didn't he do Doc?
I did Doc. I did Popovich.
You do the voice too, or just the mannerisms?
Just the mannerisms.
Okay.
I did that.
Okay. We have to make a request list for next time.
We will. I'm gonna put together a list.
We get an AD preview.
Right now.
To set us home, take us home, an AD preview.
Not yet. You
got
to start studying.
Yeah.
You can't put the art out there.
You gotta.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
They gotta be itching for it. They gotta be itching for it.
I'm gonna come up with a list. I'm gonna come up with a list of players that are not easy to do.
Okay.
And see, how well he can adapt. And like I said, you gotta see the true talent by certain guys that people don't even know or watch.
I mean, the hardest impression I really had to do was I did Lou Williams. That was hard because it was hard. Coming from me, I don't know. That was the hardest one, but I got it down. Lou and Kawhi. That was the hardest ones, but.
I feel like Kawhi wouldn't be too hard, but Lou just moves differently than anybody else on the NBA court.
Yeah, I got Lou down there for sure, but that was one of my longest videos I had to do. It took like 30 minutes, and when I be recording, I'd be having my brother and my cousin record, so we also be fooling around. We never get to starting. You feel me? It would just be, I'll do a video and then we start playing one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like that. So, but that took me a while.
I guess the fun thing would be if I was playing pickup basketball with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm not competitive anymore.
Yeah.
But it would be fun if you have to only operate as if you were, you'd only be Danny, and I could only be like Kawhi or something like that.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Me and my friends, me, my brother, and my cousin, shout out Val, shout out Gene, I got y'all. We used to like play 21 and be like, I pick a player, bro. And then
Like a
I'll be
video
like,
game.
you know,
Yeah, right.
and they always going for like, oh, I'm LeBron or I'm Jordan. Play nothing, do nothing like him. You feel me? It was just over there just still doing their own thing. But
Yeah.
we'll do stuff like that, and so I did that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the most recent LeBron video. You had it down pat. You had
I just posted one this morning too.
the
Yep.
the ball.
The
and then-
walk.
all that.
The
Yeah.
walk was
Went
funny.
viral.
And then I still don't
Got the
understand.
beard, just funny as hell too.
And then I still don't understand, Danny. Like LeBron always does this. He always puts his after a
Yeah.
dime. He puts his hands under the
Yeah.
jersey. Is that just what
He
is?
just got his own swag.
I think
Yeah.
if I had to guess, because I don't know, I didn't ask him. I don't ask him these details.
Yeah.
But I had to guess though. I think because he has a shirt, as another shirt under his shirt where you can wipe off and get more grip on his hands. The jersey doesn't really wipe off as well.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So if I had to guess, I would
Be
say
that.
he's wiping his hands off either under the tank top that's underneath or on his body. I don't know, because the jersey it doesn't give a good wipe off. Usually the jersey's sweaty, so you wiping sweat on.
Yeah.
When you do Danny again, just make sure you get him picking up
Always
his
on the
knee
sleeve,
pads.
yeah. I'm ready to see.
Always.
I see it.
I don't have knee pads anymore. I got rid of those.
What you got?
I didn't get rid of them, but I just went to the full length. I'm still waiting to find the long full length.
Yeah.
80 has them. Obviously, he knows a guy. He has the full length with the knee pads.
Oh, so the 80's gonna hook you up.
Well, we'll talk. I'll have a talk. But I just did them without the knee pads right now. Just doing the full 3/4 length
Okay.
tights until my knee gets usually busting until you bust your knee up again. Then you go back to the pads for a couple of games until it heals, and then so I'm doing full length tights right now.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Max, we appreciate you. You guys know where to
Yeah,
follow
man.
him. You
Yeah.
probably know already.
Read,
Max
rate,
is nice.
subscribe, review.
Oh, hold on, Danny. Hold on,
Find
Danny.
him. Max is
Hold
nice.
on, Danny.
Yeah, hold
Hold
up.
on, Danny. You
Get my merch,
forgot,
you know what
boy.
I'm saying?
Get the Laker
Oh,
colors.
you nice.
Get the Laker colors. Are you nice, man? Go get your merch.
I mean, that's a good question.
Oh yeah. I actually want to talk about that
Yeah.
before we go.
I hope I
Okay.
covered
So-
the mic.
The purpose of just my brand, you know, it's more than just a hoop term. You know what I mean? The way I started, you know, I'm MaxIsNicee, you know what I mean? I always bring in my name, oh, MaxIsNicee, that's how I started. You know what I mean? So, and I created Are You Nice? And I created I'm Nice. You feel me? Every hooper in their head thinks they're nice. You know what I mean? Dan, you think you're nice, you feel me?
For the most part, I
Like,
think I'm all right.
you've been thinking you're nice, you know what I mean? I think I'm nice. Everybody in the world that hoops think they're nice, you know what I'm saying, in their own way. And so that's why I started the I'm Nice and Are You Nice? And it was funny. I never really thought about it like that, but you know, my boy Pope, KCP,
Yeah.
you know, you know how he started off? He started off pretty bad the first 2 games, and he had told me, like, we linked up after one of the games. After he played good, that third game he came out, he did amazing, and we linked up, and then he was just like, nah, man, it's crazy. Like, I woke up this morning and I had one of your Are You Nice shirts on, you know what I mean? And I was just like, I was just walking the crib, and I walked by a mirror, and I looked at myself, and I seen your shirt, and I was just like, are you nice? Like, yo, what's up? Like, are you nice? You feel me? Like, you playing bad? Like, are you nice, bro? You here for what? You feel me? You been in the league, you feel me? So he was like, yeah, and then that whole I had in my head, just stored in my head, like, yo, like, I'm nice. You feel me? Like, let's
His
get it.
approach became
I'm
different.
get it. So after then, I was like, yo, my brand is gonna be more than just a hoop term. It's for motivational purposes.
Yeah, self-empowerment.
Yeah,
I can feel it. Yeah.
So just it's even for me. Are you nice?
Kenny's balling, by the way. Big shout out to KC, man.
Yeah,
Everybody,
KC.
a lot of criticism last couple of years
Exactly.
and a couple games, but
Exactly.
this stretch has been really good for him. I knew he would come around, and he's gonna be big for us, especially in the long term. AB's coming back soon, so we've been playing pretty decently with not 100% health rate.
I think we found the solution to the Lakers season. Just everybody wear
You gotta
Are You
make
Nice
sure
shirt whenever you're going through a
motivational.
slump.
Yeah,
Put
exactly.
on an Are You Nice shirt. Look
Nice.
yourself in the mirror.
Exactly. And just give yourself a pep
Get
talk.
the vibes right.
That's it.
It is what it is, man.
It's all mental approach.
All mental.
40 dunks this season.
Subscribe, read, rate, review.
Thank you
Right.
guys. We'll be back with more Inside Group. Max, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Get your merch, man. MaxIsNicee.com.
Coming up next on Inside the Green Room.
To be called a Hall of Famer after that, the difference is that's it.
Hello and welcome back to Inside the Green Room with Danny Green. I'm Harrison Sanford. Handshake, please.
My dog.
And we have a handshake now?
2 times.
Don't mind us.
Okay.
We're working on things, Andre. Yeah, as you can see to my right, Danny, I believe this is the first time, not only do we have a former NFL player on set with us.
It is.
It's the first time we had a Hall of Famer in any sport.
For sure.
So
For
thank
sure.
you for coming on.
Big ups,
Yeah,
man. Big
appreciate
ups.
you coming on,
Awesome,
man.
man. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor, man. A pleasure.
Great.
having
Thanks
you
for
on.
having me, and I'm the first. I hope hopefully we can get some more of us.
Yeah, we're working
Coming through.
You guys are there's not a lot of you guys around.
Not a lot. Not a lot. No.
The first question that I wanted to ask you is, how would you compare, obviously you have a bunch of friends who are in the NFL, how would you compare how your life is different being in the Hall of Fame as opposed to just another, not just another, but because it's still special, but another NFL player who's retired but not a Hall of Famer? Contrast those lives for me.
Well, for me, from my standpoint, I mean, I played football when I started at 7 years old till I was 37. So 30 years, every fall, I was banging heads and running up and down the field and catching passes and doing all that stuff. To be called a Hall of Famer after that, the difference is that's it. As far as like a retired player, they put in the work. There's guys that put in the work before me that I respect because I wouldn't have did what I did without them. So to be a Hall of Famer, that's just an accolade that it's not that you work for that, but it's something that's so hard to get that's been bestowed on you. You represent everybody else in the league that came through the league, and that's more than 25,000 players.
It's the highest level. Yeah.
So you represent that, and so when I'm out, whatever, people just say, hey, Andre Reed, yeah, you played, you're a Hall of Famer. And that kind of really, it's not that it doesn't put in perspective, but it really does of what the game is about and what it stands for.
Wow. I mean,
You think you got a chance at the Hall of Fame, Danny?
Nah, no shot. No shot. But, you know, can hope and dream and wish, and, you know, you never know.
You never know.
I might, know somebody, pull some strings one day to sneak me in, but
hitting
I might
them
make
threes,
it to
bro.
go look at the Hall of Fame. I'll go look at the.
Keep hitting them threes.
I might
you'll
make
be
it
all
one day
right.
to go watch to see the people in there, but
That's about it.
I don't think my name will be in there. That's about it.
You know, the one thing that you have in common, Hall of Famer, probably not a Hall of Famer, no offense, but one thing that you guys do have in common, you do work with the Boys and Girls Club.
Awesome, yes.
Andre, I know you're ambassador for it. Danny's done a lot of work with the Boys and Girls Club. Danny, if you could talk about what it means to you, and Andre as well, can you talk about what it means to be an ambassador as opposed to versus what it just means to be there for a couple events or so?
I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for the Boys and Girls Club. From the time I was 7, again, I go to 7 years old. That's when I started going to the club, so I was like 15. I was there every day. And obviously what's the kids have now, they have more access with computers and all that. We didn't have that. You went to the Boys and Girls Club after school to do your homework, read books, and get knowledge and learn the things that you need today. Respect, honesty, perseverance, never giving up, which is perseverance. I learned all that, not only from home, but inside the blue doors of the Boys and Girls Club. And just like Shaq is a big ambassador for the Boys and Girls Club, and Jennifer Lopez and Cuba Gooding Jr., I guarantee you, if you sit down and talk with them, well, tell me one thing about you and when you were younger that really resonates in your life right now that you can attribute to the person you are and what you became. They'll say the Boys and Girls Club.
I never really grew up in it. I never got the chance to or opportunity to, when I was younger, actually be a part of it personally myself. Beside the fact, other than the fact of us, our high school would play in their gym sometimes. We had some scrimmages there. We'd go there. I think we played. I think they might have had a team or something, high school-wise, that we played called Boys and Girls Club. Pretty good. But since leaving New York, I've always tried to find ways to give back to the community from where I grew up, from the area that I'm in, and also the communities near my school, and obviously in inner city youth. Yeah. And they asked me to. It was just an honor and a pleasure to be on board of anything. in New York, but they asked me to be on board and actually help and do some things. And I've gotten the opportunity to do many cool things with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club in New York and other places too. But taking them to movies, doing this and doing that, and just seeing how creative those kids are and how much they love doing what they do and how much they learn. So it's been a great partnership everywhere I've gone, even in San Antonio, and everywhere I've hopefully going. Hopefully continue that. And we've had a great partnership with bringing some of those kids to camp, to my camps. I do camps every summer. We usually do a tour. We did a tour in Texas. We did one in Canada. We always do one home in New York and then one in North Carolina where I went to school. So we always have kids come to camp. We always try to invite as many Boys and Girls Club kids we can on sponsorship or scholarship to be able to attend camp. And it's a big part of giving back for me and what we do in summertime, and so just trying to build up the community of where we've come from. And I said he was in it. But I know a lot of my friends that were in it and around it all the time, or knew people in it. So it was a big part of our culture growing up.
Yeah.
Then I know obviously you guys have some connective fiber, being former athletes. And then you had as we were talking about Andre's career, I know you wanted to ask him a certain question.
I wanted to ask a couple questions actually.
Go ahead, bro.
But the certain question you're talking about, we'll wait to the end.
Okay.
The good stuff.
It's your floor now.
I heard you've acted in some movies before? Or
Well, I've dabbled a little bit in a couple of the shows. I met Peter Linkoff, who's the producer of MacGyver and Hawaii Five-0, and brought those shows back from the old school, and did a couple cameos in there on his show last year and the year before. I'm actually, next week, I'm going out to Hawaii again to do Magnum PI. So,
wow. They shoot in Hawaii?
Yeah.
That's got to be nice.
It's pretty cool to do. It's a lot different in sport, no doubt about it.
Did you have to? I'm sure it is. Did you have to take any classes? I'm a big movie buff, and I'm big on No, just I figure you go on what you used to do. I played in front of 70,000, 80,000 people, and it's a lot different. But we revert back to what we know best when we do things, and I figure, you know what? I'm just going to be myself, and whatever character I'm playing, I think I'm a character in my own way. So it's another challenge to do, and believe me, it's doing that kind of stuff is time. You're on a time schedule. Like you can't be messing up. Hey man, that's kind of like that's money. Yeah.
So you got to have your lines, whatever you're doing. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go next scene. Yep.
So, would you say it was fun? What was the best part about it, and was it like a fun thing? Is it something that you're interested in doing a lot more moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do some more of it. I mean, I just think it's a different, spectacle. It's a different spectrum for me. And we all think we acted, in the shower, and we could sing and we could do all that stuff. This is a lot different, but what's different about it is the time, and then on some of the sets I've been on in the past 2 years, you see some of the people that you saw on TV, that they, on Hawaii Five-0 and MacGyver and all that. So, and you're out of your element, really. You're out of your element, and you have to kind of bring that into play that, I'm out of my element, but I still got to be me, and I got to act like not only I've been there before, but I kind of acted like I was on the football field, and I was all right. Yeah.
Danny, I'm looking forward to your first cameo.
I am too, actually.
I'm not making fun.
So I think I'll be okay. So it was like uncomfortable at first. You had to get more comfortable.
Yes.
And the other people, they make you feel comfortable with other actors and actresses.
That's a great question. They did, and they just said be yourself and just.
Anybody give you a hard time?
Lines. No, not really.
Anybody
not really. I think
stickler or like
I think you get that in the locker room.
Get his lines right.
In the locker rooms, you get the sticklers, you got your guys in the locker room. I know NBA locker rooms I think they're probably a little different than football, even though they're both aggressive sports. But football, man, you got to have some thick skin, bro.
Testosterone.
Oh gosh, yes, you do.
Coming up next on Inside the Green Room.
We're athletes, championship athlete. Being humble is easy to say, but hard to do. Having humility, easy to say, hard to do. And when you give a player, with the social media and all this other stuff, a format and a platform, and there's no stipulation on it, that's when you get in trouble.
as you guys talked about locker rooms, Danny, you've had experiences, and I don't know if anything pales in comparison to what your finals experience is to Andre's. I know you were curious in regards to how you managed that.
So I've played in a couple NBA finals. I've been to 3, and I've been lucky enough to actually have 2-1. So
2-1.
I've been lucky enough to win a couple. You've been to 4.
Super Bowls, not NBA finals.
Yes, 4 Super Bowls.
And didn't win.
I can't imagine. Well, how old were you when the first one happened? How did you take it?
1990, played the Giants, your team. I was, 26?
How was that year for you? How did you cope with it?
The losing or just getting there? Or
Both, all the above.
We all grow up as little kids wanting to be somebody, wanting to be something. I wanted to be a football player. I wanted to play in a Super Bowl. I wanted to do this and do that. And to be on that stage is something, I took it as something that you work for, but it was a different feeling. And to play in front of not only the fans at the stadium, but you're playing in front of millions of people that are watching it on TV in countries you don't never even heard of. So I think I accomplished that when that happened. Now the losing part, you win some, you lose some, but you learn a lot. And I think losing builds character. Winning can build character too. It can break down character. And I think I've learned a lot about life from those 4 games that I played in the Super Bowl.
Do you think each one was different in terms of how you cope, how you, I guess, embrace the moment and the experience? Do you think like the first one, because you were so young and you're just happy to be there, you're experiencing it, it's like, oh, it's what I've dreamed of my whole life. How many years were you in the NFL at that point when you got to your first Super Bowl?
5 or 6 years. So I was like right at the peak. I started doing, after that, I started doing this.
Okay. So then you were like, okay, this is
I was like, dude, this is the ultimate.
This is my
Let's get back there again. Let's get back there again.
So you were excited about it, and then after the second loss, do you think it was like,
I mean, yeah, I think, in the off season, it was all about, okay, what are you guys going to do this year to get back to that game to try to set the record straight and set it right and win? And then we came back that 3rd time. We were like, yeah, this is it this year. We've been here twice now, 3rd time's a charm, and we end up losing that one. So we're like, well, what's going to happen next year? Are we going to lose some guys, or free agency, all this other stuff is going to happen? Got back there again. There was 31 other teams that wanted to be in that position, and they couldn't beat us. So although we didn't win on that day, and that's, you won 2 NBA championships, that's the ultimate for an athlete, is to be a champion. I would never write down and say, well, I don't feel like I'm a champion because of that. That's just for the media and for all those people to say. They've never been there. They don't know what I go through. So I'm a winner regardless, win, lose, or draw. Would I love to win? Yes. Because it wouldn't have been for me, it would have been for the whole city of Buffalo and all my teammates. But it didn't happen that way. So you just move on and you try to conquer something else.
Do you think, because how you lose also affects you differently in each one of those games, were any one of those games where you felt like we had them or we should have won that, or it was like you were up and then you lost at the end or something?
Well, the first one against the Giants, we lost by a field goal. That was the last 18 seconds. Now, would that have propelled us to get to 3 more or not? That's neither here nor there. We don't know. Second one, we kind of, and mind you, through all these 4 games, we played in so many games. We played in more games in a 3-4 year span than anybody in the history of the league at that time. Over 100 some games. After the second one, it was like, well, we didn't play good. It's not that we didn't show up. I think we were just a tired football team. Redskins were a better team that day. We had to be on point to beat them. Came in the 3rd year against Dallas. Dallas was probably the #1 team, had the #1 offensive line. Emmett, Troy, Michael Irvin. They had a pretty good defense. Turned the ball over too much. That was the fourth one. The one that we thought should have won was probably the first one against Dallas in Atlanta. We're winning at halftime, and we came out, gave the ball up, and against a team like Dallas or whoever's in the Super Bowl, the playoffs are coming up. You turn the ball over, it's probably going to be points. So out of all four of them, probably that third one was the one I thought that we really, this is it. Because we were winning at halftime, we felt good about ourselves. And, we just made too many mistakes in the second half and against Dallas, yeah.
Do you think, sorry.
No, you got it.
Because I play in NCAA, and I know the one-game elimination is tough. Do you think that format should change at all?
No, it's got to stay that
Too
way.
many games, bro. Danny, are you familiar with Bill's Mafia?
No.
So
Ooh.
do you remember, okay, what's that? You know, like
They're
table matches in wrestling? Mm-hmm. So during Bill's tailgates, people slam each other
On the tables?
on tables
Okay.
while they're drunk.
Okay.
So, and this is a pregame tailgate activity.
Okay. It's a ritual.
Andre, as one of the greatest Bills of all time, what's going on here? And can you curtail, or are you letting it ride?
It's part of their persona, man.
Bill's Mafia, that's what they call it.
Okay.
Bill's Mafia, so you forgot one thing. They jump off of Winnebagos on
There
the
you go.
tables. See, and then they pick people up and slam them on the table.
That's
they've
the
been-
warm-up.
Yeah.
WWE, huh?
Yeah, WWE stuff.
Okay.
After they've been squirted by ketchup and mustard in the face. So, crazy fans. But you know what? One thing about the Bills fans, they're proud of it. They show up strong no matter what the weather is. It could be snowing, sleeting, you
it's
couldn't
cold
see in
out
front of
there.
your face. There's been games where I couldn't see 10 feet in front of my face. And they're going to be there regardless. The most loyal fans, I think, in all of sports. There ain't no fair weather fans there. See, out here in LA, all these teams here, there's a lot of fair weather fans.
We were just talking about that earlier.
A lot of fans that want
but
to switch and
love
keep
our
going
fans.
different places.
We love our fans, and they're great.
But
they are
yeah,
some
there's some great
spoiled,
fans here.
spoiled at times. Do you wish you ever got the opportunity to play for a major market city like that, like Dallas?
Cowboys,
You know what?
Steelers, well, not.
I played with
Like-
Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith,
Like America's
Jim
team.
Kelly. I played with Hall of Famers. That could have been in any city. And it just so happened it was in Buffalo, New York. That's, hindsight's 2020. I would have loved to play in LA or loved to play in Chicago, in a bigger city, New York. But maybe I wouldn't have had the success I had and had those kind of players with me. So I'll just stay where I am.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a Hall of Fame career, so how many regrets can you really have?
Yeah.
It's all gravy from here.
Yeah.
Before we go, a quick analysis for me, because obviously on top of doing some acting appearances, you've done some football analyst work as well. The Chargers, how would you evaluate their season? And then more importantly, the Rams after going to the Super Bowl. See, you were able to go back. The Rams could even get back into the playoffs this year. How would you evaluate those two seasons?
Well, the Chargers right now, I think, it's not that they don't, every team has an identity. And it could be one player that is part of the whole identity of the team. With the Lakers, LeBron's the identity, and then AB and, Danny and KCP, they're just the soldiers around. And we need those soldiers. The Chargers right now, they're trying to find an identity. And NFL is a quarterback-driven league. And I'm not saying that, Phillip Rivers should retire or wherever like that, but the guy's got more yards, more touchdowns. And I think there's only three other guys, Rodgers, Breeze, Roethlisberger, maybe close to him as far as stats. But you're measured by getting your team to a Super Bowl, and that's what he wants to do. So if it's not with San Diego, and they're talented, they're very talented. Keenan Allen's a great receiver. They got a pretty good defense. They're just looking for one or two guys, man, that could just flip that script and get them over the next hump. And as far as the Rams go, it's hard to get back to. It's hard to play in one Super Bowl and get the 2 or 3 or 4.
Danny's has a relationship with Todd Gurley.
Great dude, man.
Yeah, Todd's good. Cool
Great
guy.
dude.
Hopefully they could turn it around here. We could do
sure.
a Lakers, then Rams.
Yeah, it'd be nice, man. I have nothing but faith in my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good guy.
Andre, we appreciate you coming
Thanks
on.
for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
And
Much
you know what I
love, man.
really
Thank you.
appreciate?
It's been a pleasure,
Much love,
man.
man.
An honor,
Pleasure.
man.
Yes.
Hall of
yes.
Fame. Hall of Fame.